Hey everyone, Emily here and welcome to my kitchen. One of my go-to meals is pasta. It's a super easy way to use up what you might have in the fridge and you don't need to follow a strict recipe for it. I had some heavy cream that I needed to use up and mushrooms sounded really good. So today we're going to be making a creamy mushroom pasta. Let's get started. We're going to get things started by bringing a big pot of water to boil on the stove. This is going to take some time to heat up, so while it does, we can get all of our other ingredients prepped. Make sure to season that pot of water really well with salt. That's going to add flavor to the pasta as it boils. While this comes to a boil, let's get started on prepping our other ingredients. I'm going to get started by zesting a lemon. I'm just going to be using the very fine grate on the edge of my box grater. As you're zesting your lemon, make sure that you're just getting that outermost yellow layer. That has the most flavor and the white part is going to be a little bit bitter, so make sure you leave the pith behind. We're also going to be using a little bit of the lemon juice, so just give that a slice in half for later on and set that lemon and the zest aside. Now we'll move on to our shallot. Go ahead and give that a peel. And just give that a quick slice up. You just want thin slices like this. That's going to cook up very quickly in the pan. I'm also going to throw some basil into here. I have quite a bit growing in my window right now, so I need to use some up, but you could definitely use chives or parsley, whatever you want here. I just want to throw in a little bit of green. So I'm going to pick those basil leaves right off the stem and give those a quick chop up. To slice these up quickly, I'm just going to roll these up into a little bundle and then just quickly slice right across. This is going to make some nice ribbons and that'll stir into the sauce at the very end, so we'll push that off to the side. I'm also going to throw in a couple of garlic cloves to this, so grab a clove or two and give those a mince. If you press down on the garlic with your knife, that's going to help you pop the skin right off and make it a lot easier to clean and chop up. I'm just making about a ½ pound of pasta, but if you'd like to make more, I would add more than 1 clove of garlic. This one was pretty big, so I thought that would be enough. Last but not least, we are going to grate up some Parmesan cheese. Just use whatever variety of Parmesan you like the best. The guy at the grocery store recommended this one to me. It's Piave. I'm probably not pronouncing that right, but he said it would be really good in a pasta, and I thought, why not try it? So I'll give this a good grate, aiming for about that much. Nice little pile of cheese that'll melt into the sauce really nicely. All right, we have all of our ingredients prepped. I didn't forget the mushrooms. Mine are just pre-washed and pre-sliced. I'm using about 2 to 3 cups of baby portobello mushrooms. These cook down quite a bit, so use a little bit more than you think. I do like to have quite a bit of mushrooms in there, so if you don't want as much, or if you'd rather sub in a different vegetable, that's totally fine, but prep up about 2 to 3 cups of that vegetable, and let's get started putting that together on the stove. My pot of water has come to a rolling boil, so now I'm going to add my pasta. I'm just using these pasta bundles. It's a pretty thick noodle. You can use whatever you prefer. The package directions say to cook this for 12 to 13 minutes, but I'm going to go for 10. That's because I want it to be very al dente. This is going to cook a little bit more in the sauce at the end, so you don't want the noodles to lose their texture. So cook this a little bit less than you normally would. It's going to finish up with the sauce. Let's get started on that. I have my pan on medium-high heat, and I'm going to grab some olive oil, put in a couple of tablespoons into the bottom of that pan, and let that heat up before I add in my mushrooms and shallots. My pan and oil have heated up, so I'm going to add in about 2 cups of mushrooms to this. I'm going to season that with some salt, some black pepper, and this is optional, but I'm going to do some crushed red pepper flakes because I like it a little spicy and I'm going to be generous with that. Give that a stir. And I'm going to let this cook up until the mushrooms have really softened up and reduced in size and got just a little bit crispy and brown. Now I'm stirring these occasionally as they cook so they don't burn. You can see they've already started to brown up quite a bit and shrink in size. So just keep on going until these are nice and tender, and then eventually they're going to get just a little bit of brown on them, and that's the perfect time to add in our shallots. All right, these mushrooms are right at the perfect stage. They're nice and brown and they've shrunk up quite a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and add in my shallots and my garlic now. Hi, Jack. Put those shallots right in, add your garlic as well. At this point, it won't hurt to reduce the heat just a little bit so that the garlic doesn't burn. And if you feel like you need to, you can add in a little bit more olive oil as well. Give this a good stir. We're going to cook this until our shallots are translucent. I have about 2 minutes left on my pasta timer, and this is going to time out perfectly to start to put together the sauce. This is already smelling so good. There's something about garlic cooking, it just makes the whole house smell amazing, and whatever you're cooking smells delicious. All right, my pasta timer just went off, so I'm going to go ahead and get a little test piece and see how that's doing. Ooh. The pasta's done, so I'm going to go ahead and give that a drain, but before I do, make sure you grab about a half a cup of that pasta cooking liquid and set that aside. That's nice, starchy, salty water. We're going to add that to our sauce in the end, so make sure you do that before you drain that off. All right, look at this. Our shallots, garlic, and mushrooms look amazing. We're going to start off by adding in our reserved pasta water to that. Give that a stir. That's going to get all of that nice flavor off to the bottom of the pan. To that, we're going to add in about a 1/4 cup of our heavy cream. Give that a good stir and let the sauce warm through. Now we're going to add our pasta back into this, and it's going to finish cooking in the sauce. All right, the pasta goes in. Let that get coated in our sauce. We're going to let this cook for a couple of minutes, and the sauce is going to thicken up just a bit before we add the rest of our ingredients. At this point, you can add in a little bit more pepper, a little bit more crushed red pepper, but don't add in any salt. Our noodles are already salted, and we're going to be adding in our Parmesan cheese. That's going to salt the dish a little bit more, so don't over salt it at this point. I'm going to go ahead and throw in some crushed red peppers because I do want it to be a little bit more spicy. And I'll go ahead and put in a little bit more black pepper. This is looking amazing. Our sauce has thickened up quite a bit. Let's add in our lemon zest. I like to add in the entire lemon zested, but if you don't like as much lemon flavor, I would opt for a little bit less. Put in our basil. You can add in chives. You can add in parsley. That would be amazing in here. And we'll put in about half of our Parmesan cheese. And let's not forget our lemon. I'm going to squeeze about half of a lemon directly over this. That's going to add a nice bright flavor to the dish. And a little trick is to squeeze this cut side up. That's going to keep all of the seeds from falling into the pasta. Mix this up really well. Everything's going to combine really nicely. This is going to make such a silky sauce. You can already see it. You don't want to add in all of the cheese at once, or it could get a little bit clumpy. I like to add in just about half and then sprinkle the remainder on the top at the end. And we'll put on the remaining cheese. That looks so good. All right, let's give this a taste and see if it needs anything else. Perfect. All right, here's that finished plate. It looks amazing, it smells amazing. I already gave it a little taste, so I know it is good, but let's get that full bite. We'll do a little pasta, a little mushroom. They're so good. Hope you give this a try, and I hope you like it. If you liked this video, don't forget to click the like button, leave a comment, and hit subscribe, and I'll see you back here next time.